En het volgende team vanuit Duitsland spelen in het zwart-roze 25 en 23 jaar oud. Wonnen het WK Jeugd in 2012, het EK in 2014. Dames en heren, give it up voor Clemens Wickler en Thole. Ja, en over showteams gesproken. Zij komen vanuit Qatar. Ze spelen in het blauw. Samen winnen 2 ton prijzengeld, 25 en 25 jaar oud. Give it up voor Cherif en Ahmed. Ja, oké, Utrecht, dit is jullie moment om alles te geven voor het team wat het veld op gaat komen. Want zij komen uit Nederland. De 2 grote talenten nog maar net samen op het veld. Ene dat tweede op het jeugd Olympisch kampioenschap. En het goud op het EK samen met zijn nieuwe maat. Give it up voor Immers en Luini. En dan gelijk de draw. Wie trekt de king en mag gelijk aan de king side beginnen. 5 teams die gaan uitmaken wie er zo gaat afvallen in ronde 1. De queen. And the 10, so last for the challenges over there. Wickler, Thole. Team Qatar, de Kings, en de start aan de Kings side. En onze mannen, Luini en Immers, zij mogen als eerste de service afvuren vanaf de challenger side. En dames en heren, daar komen ze weer goed uitgelicht. Een heel groot applaus u tegelijk horen voor de officials en de ballenkids. Ja, die verdienen ook een applaus, absoluut waar. Teams, make yourself ready on this gladiator arena.
Final group phase round before we see the playoffs tonight.
The disco on the sand is what they're calling it here in Utrecht. Look at the ambience. This is the quietest it's been all week, and it will just be for a moment because we have got some of the best teams in the world here. Rich Lambourne, for those who are just joining us, this is a futuristic way of seeing our sport and maybe sport in general. Socially distanced in boxes of 4 to 8 people, dependent on your bubble. This is the last round of men's matches starting at the King's End. Cherif and Ahmed, which is a team which you never really know what you're going to get in World Tour Volleyball with this pairing. Sometimes they're in the top 4, final 4 in 4 stars. Sometimes they're taking a 25th.
What you know you're going to get is you're going to get some fire, and you're going to get incredible athleticism out of the duo from Qatar. As you mentioned, this is a new way to view sports. We're enjoying live volleyball action together, responsibly apart.
Caption it, and it's completely true. It really does have a certain feel to it. Wickler and Thole, a team who are really world-class, siding out Julius Thole from the right side. This team just became the German champions last weekend. They've come straight here before traveling to Jurmala. The CEV European Championships are taking place next week with the likes of Thole, Wickler, the Vikings, and Stoyanovsky, Krasilnikov, the world champions from Russia. It's going to be a great contest, one of the biggest events of the season. There is Marco Krattiger. This is a new pairing for Krattiger, Florian Breer.
Marco Krattiger, the smiling Swissman, I like to call him.
Absolutely smiling Swissman, and also someone who's going to be joining us in the commentary booth at some time over the next couple of days. He absolutely loves the sport and giving back. He's also just lost his partner as well, so it means a good thing because Florian Breer is an up-and-comer, played a lot at junior level with Yves Hausner, who had to pull out of this competition with Quintin Metteral. But they were two quite small players that run the ball around a lot at junior level, but having to move into the senior game to play with blockers. And Wickler, Thole. No surprise, Rich, that, I mean, not only are they one of the best teams in the world, but they're also in rhythm because over the last few weeks, the German tour has given them a high level of tour. It's one of the best tours in the world, if not the best for playing at the moment, alongside the likes of the AVP. They're coming in hot.
Yeah, and the German tour has kind of sporadically invited some international teams, other teams from Europe, to come play on their tour here and there. So the Germans have gotten a little bit of taste of international competition as well.
And the Netherlands themselves, Baramusen, have been overtraining as well as playing in the Netherlands, but that's 9 side-outs in a row. This is high level from Germany, maybe the highest level that we've seen so early on.
Keep in mind there is a longest streak award out there. This may be the front runner at this point. I'm not sure we've seen more than 9.
That's longest streak for the amount of points that's won.
Right, correct. How many side outs in a row? And that's now 10. Double digits, I'm not sure that we've seen that.
There'll be a line open for Thole, 10 in a row. Just imagine, oh, there you go. How do you like those apples, Germany? Cherif is, he's just so unorthodox with that left hand, but super. Look, Samoilovs is having a great time.
That one was precision. Yeah, he gave a little point to Samoilovs behind him there. Clearly getting a little encouragement from those players who played yesterday.
I mean, it just feels like a bit of a festival down there. I was down there yesterday when yourself and Christian Barenhorst were on the commentary, and the likes of the Vikings were down there cheering, which they probably will be now. Mol and Soren. Janis Schmedin's down there, the Belgians as well. We just saw Dries Kokelkoren on the drums a minute ago. He's multi-talented, but Matthias Berntsen sides out. Good look, and it's a good arm as well.
Yeah, he's got a great arm.
Father Jetman, one of the head coaches of the Volley Vikings, but also at Top Volley as well, which is the school that all of the Vikings trained at. Henrik Mol now the target. He gets caught high. Great feet from Berntsen to get behind the ball, but it's a little bit tight. And when Tolle's at the net, maybe keep that ball off a little bit.
Just a little bit. You know, you got to be aggressive there. Try and give your partner a hittable ball. I like that Hendrik didn't jump for that ball. That can be catastrophic sometimes. You lean into a blocker and collide under the net. Nobody wants to get hurt.
Know the battles that you're going to lose. Something that I personally not always know.
Right. Pick your battles. Something, you know, people in my life would tell you I'm not a very good person at doing either.
Flo Breer with the serve, and the Swiss are down for the first time. Good serving. He's got a real cannon of an arm from the service line. Warren Breer really comes back across his body with a little bit of speed as well, his power. Henrik Mol this time went to college in, I'd say, your neck of the woods, but Hawaii is still quite a distance. But
it's not the continental United States, but we consider it a state nonetheless.
Trying to go to the line. Henrik Mol is stopped by Krattiger. Won the 3-star event in Edmonton last year.
That's a smiling stuff down right there.
He's the king of smiling stuff downs there. Have you ever seen Marco Krattiger romp?
I'm not sure that I have. I wish I could. Joie de vivre, I think they say in French. He's certainly got it in spades.
You surprise me every hour of this competition.
I'm sure my pronunciation of that French term was impeccable.
Clemens Wickler just, I mean, he serves that ball out, but his technique in the way that he gets out of the sand is just mesmerizing. But that's tied again, and Henrik Mol is from the Mol family. They're very good at blocking, the Mols.
Very good at blocking, yeah. It's one of those things, you know, when the younger brother is kind of the one that gets most of the attention, you can tend to be forgotten, but Henrik Mol is a very, very talented player in his own right.
There's also Marcus Mol as well coming through the ranks. There's, right side left-hander, super athletic.
Yeah,
watch out. There's more Mols on the horizon.
The roots of that family tree are real strong, I would say.
Olympic Games for Thole, mother, and Boremol, the head coach of the Vikings with Berntsen. Very, very strong volleyballing genes. So are the Bernstens. That time, Immers is caught off guard. Medaled at the Youth Olympic Game, Immers. Teamed up with Luini recently. Luini, well, he's only 3 months into a beach career. Transferred from indoor. Was once coached randomly when he lived in Italy by Marco Salustri.
Oh, really?
So they have a good relationship. Salustri, the head coach of Samoilos Smedins, and also Karambula Rossi. Krattiger just flies through the air, shows a lot of line before going angle. Breer goes with no block, but hello. Ahmed Tajan does jump out of the gym.
Yeah, which is impressive since there is no gym and just the sky is the only limit.
And sometimes not even that's the limit.
Not even that is the limit for Tajan at times.
Cherif just tries to turn it back, coached by a legend of the game in Barasetti, former Argentinian player.
Oh my God!
Deliver! Berntsen from the left side. Calm, but Immers.
That was the dig of the tournament probably so far. Unfortunately, couldn't quite deliver on it, and the Vikings will maintain the king side.
Thole Wickler had that great start. We're at 6:33 now, but Berntsen and Mol look good that they're going through. Still, Luini and Immers are on 0. Henrik Mol getting beaten to the inside.
Great play by Krattiger. Just patience as that ball kisses off the top of the net and comes back to him.
Impressive, gets lower than the net, manages to scoop it out, and Breer goes good with the wrist away. Something it looks like he's been working on over the last year is going back to that line. There you go. The Dutch crowd, as socially distant as they are, you can definitely hear them. Luini, Immers. Oh, hello. Thole's got a really good line there. He doesn't take too many sharp angles, but he takes the one that Luini's looking at. He's coming in very straight there, so.
Yeah, got a little bit underneath that ball, looked like, and that's advantage Julius Thole.
They have a great team behind them, Thole Wickler, Martin Olinak, head coach, but Jorg Wagner as well, who's a double Olympic gold winning coach with our very own Julius Brink and Jonas Reckerman and Lara Ludwig, and Cherif also definitely involved in that setup as well.
Thole does a nice job to push that ball tight for Clemens Wickler, but just a little too tight and well handled by the Cherif.
Oh, the Cherif is beaten. No apologies from Flo. We've talked about this before. I'm definitely not an apologizer, let's put it that way, when it comes to being competitive. But that's a good swing. We've seen the line ball. We've seen him be really dynamic and brush it back angle.
Yeah, great arm on Breer.
Yeah, Breer and Yves Hausner played for such a long time at junior level. Everyone was used to watching. They played wide, they played quick. But obviously to go to that next level, the Swiss team decided they have to go with the blockers.
Yeah. Speaking of blockers, dirty left hand
from
Henrik Mol right there.
Whatever you can do.
Yeah, we'll call that a dirty right hand from big Julius.
Yes, I think I just blew down the microphone in absolute shock. Thole out of rhythm. Cherif does well to have a little look and go later in his block. Ahmed is stopped. So for 3:50 on the clock, remember in this competition, the bottom team are eliminated after 15 minutes. So at the moment, it's Immers and Luini.
Yeah, but they only have 1 point to overcome.
Yeah, for Qatar, it's still crucial times for them. Wickler, a little look at the court. goes short. This is a big point as well. Switzerland have really asserted themselves well. And what's really good about Breer there is everything is slightly off the middle of his body. It makes him hard to read and play defense.
Right. Yeah, he's got some great technique, and he's got a cannon on that right shoulder.
It's one thing having that cannon, but he matches it up with a few other little angles that makes... You're not talking to the best blocker that ever lived on the planet anyway, but...
You're suggesting he's got a variety of artillery.
It's the way you say it. Rich Lamborn whispering sweet nothings for the rest of the week.
Yeah, nice little run to kind of like give them some comfort, the Swiss pair.
That's Krattiger as well, who opens up the upper body. The arm is good.
How about that?
Oh, hello. Indoor out of system play, high wide to the stick for Thole.
Kind of a shank from Krattiger, just went off the body of Breer, and they heads up enough to just shovel it over. Got the point.
Ding dong for the Swiss. This side out, but they can be really happy, Switzerland, with the way that they've applied themselves. This battle in the last 2 minutes here at the King of the Court is very much between Qatar and the Netherlands. Qatar need to get down the King's End. It looks as if Berntsen and Mole are safe for the time being, but they would love this one. Oh, Hendrik, what have you got? It's just wide of the mark.
Just wide, and just some great scramble plays from both sides there. Great defense from Tijan. An unbelievable rundown from Berntsen.
Is that the dirty left hand again? Woo. This is the Cherif in rhythm.
The Cherif in rhythm is a scary, scary thing.
120. Last 30 seconds, misserves do count. Ahmed from the center goes wrist away, and Thole Wickler had a dynamic start, to say the least. But they haven't really managed to get back down the King's End for a while, but their work has been done early. Maybe they're resting.
Yeah, they were giving the big fella a break on that one, letting him play some defense.
Krattiger going, no holds barred, twice. Krattiger, and this is just about pulled Qatar away, and it's difficult for the young Dutch team, but they can be so proud of being here. It's been a whirlwind first few months as a pair, because they medalled in Montpellier, Rich, in their first World Tour event together just a couple of weeks ago. Fantastic achievement for the Dutch pairing, but it looks as if they're going to take 5th place. 30 seconds left, misserves do count. And look who's at the business end. Luini with the set, Immers from the right-hand side. Ball.
That'll do it for them.
Ball's dropping inside, and I think that's it for them so far. No side outs. Florian. 8 turns to 7 as we count down from this opening round of this last men's round of games. High line is good from Wickler. Hugs for the Dutch, because they came, they fought hard, they couldn't just quite take their opportunities, but for them it's a tournament of experience.
Absolutely, it's a good experience for them, no doubt, and this is a kind of a stacked group they ended up in. You had some Vikings, you had the silver medalists from the World Championships, you had the smiling Swiss, and you had the athletic Qataris.
Absolutely. Well, 5 became 4 very quick. For Leon, Luini and Matthew Immers, it's goodbye for now. But look at that 4, it's a high caliber. Krattiger, is he smiling again?
Of course he is.
Absolutely. It's so funny in the background earlier, Plavins with that like poker face. Look.
Now that's Tom Van Wallen behind him over his shoulder there.
He's also looking focused, but they did their job yesterday. Kokokoren and Van Wallen were outstanding. They served well, they passed well, and they were really aggressive in the way they played the game.
Yeah, in impressive fashion. The Belgian duo winning their golden ball and their group. We've seen some incredible physicality from this group thus far. And I would call it anyone's game, with the front runners being the Germans. And speaking of Germans,
we're going to head down to Julius Brink. What a great connection that was. Olympic gold medalist who's with the Netherlands parent.
Boys, let's not talk too much about the scoreboard. Tell me about the experience. Tell me how much the stadium maybe shocked you a bit that you cannot put your normal performance on court.
It was, I think, the most crazy experience ever for me in my whole life. It was amazing. You see only people on the stadium, the loud music. It was amazing. And of course, at the beginning, we were a bit. Also at the end, the whole experience was shocking, I think. We were, I don't know, not playing our best game, but we gave everything we could, so I'm happy about that.
So thinking about having another chance, you step one more time on this court and you got that chance. You maybe are drawn as a lucky loser. What would you do better that time?
We would stay calm, I think, because it was a little bit overwhelmed. But I think we have a lot to learn, and we're both 19, and he played like 6 weeks beach volleyball, and he's new. He come from indoor, so I'm really happy to play with him and that we can build on this team.
I think what we can do better is have a bit more serve pressure. So really try to go for the ace, don't mind the errors, but really go for the point so that we have more chance to score our side out.
Okay, I would assume if you just turned into beach and this was your once-in-a-lifetime experience, it's probably the best decision to switch to beach volleyball. Thank you and good luck in the draw.
Yes, thank you very much.
Well, a big cross goes next to Immers and Luini from the Netherlands, but they know that's part of the process, being young and gaining experience, as we spoke about. A great chance for them early on in their career to test themselves.
yeah, and it's fascinating to me. They go, we're both 19. I mean, that's kind of just unfathomable to me that they're already that physical and that skilled, and it's 6 weeks into the beach volleyball career for Luini.
And that mature to be taking it in their stride a little bit, not maybe expecting too much, but just out there to learn some lessons.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and again, kind of the common theme that we've talked about is the gratitude to be playing in this environment after kind of a long layoff for everybody, and just kind of the shock at how crazy and how much of an assault on all your senses this amazing stadium that Sportworks and King of the Court have set up is.
Well, they still have a chance, Rich, of going through as that lucky loser, which is getting drawn out the hat after this. We're going to find out later on, but we're down to four world-class teams. Marco Krattiger is still in. Ahmed Tajan and Cherif, Berntsen and Mol, Thole Wickler. Thole Wickler was so good early on in their side-out play, but Qatar with a chance. Wide set this time. Ooh, dear. Hold up.
Yeah, that's the one we don't like to see. Fortunately, nobody injured on that one, but the Cherif all the way underneath the net on that. Luckily, just to the side of Hendrik Mol's legs.
Yeah, we don't want to see any of that too much, but luckily, Hendrik is absolutely fine. Matthias.
I imagine Hendrik's leg bones are kind of like rebar, you know what I mean? It would take a lot to crack one of those Viking femurs.
I think you would know better in the shape that you're in, Rich. You look like, I'm sat next to you and I know that you look like a tough nut to crack.
This is all a very fragile facade.
It's all the perception.
It's all, yeah.
Great.
Like a Fabergé egg, kind of, is my constitution.
I'm interested to know how you would describe me then. If that's how you describe yourself.
Ace serve up the gut there.
Changing of the guard.
Yeah, you mentioned that the Germans got off to a great start. The triple ace stopped them from a 10-point run. early in this second round.
Move into the line is good from Ahmed. Oh, was that a little bit of posing at the end?
I think he was trying to not continue on into the net, but we'll call it a pose.
Just giving it the
Certainly that hit deserved one.
starfish pose. Cherif. Oh, Henrik Mole, very good. Has to chase in to try and make a block here, but from the left side, the left-hander, Cherif, the Sheriff. The Vikings, very much a brand in international beach volleyball now with the vlogs that they're doing, the work that they've done, even going back to Norway in a quiet season and giving back in the way of coaching to the community. They're doing a lot for the sports and they're getting rewarded.
Daredevils, you know, peppering on top of amazing rock formations in their native Norway.
Are you a daredevil, Rich? Is that something you do?
Not even a little bit. That made me sick just watching it, I think.
So Yanis Schmedins, there is Samoilovs in the background. We're just going to talk about the Lion King just in a second. Yanis Schmedins actually went up to the top of the rock as well. If you've seen it, it's absolutely amazing. There is Samoilovs. But Samoilovs there, he didn't fancy it. He was like me and you. He was like, I don't want to get up to the top of that rock and volley those balls. And he said he had a bit of anxiety, which I think a lot of us did just watching it.
Understandable, understandable. Nice pickup and put away there from Clemens Wickler. Good little run to get out front early, though, by the Qataris.
I mean, Clemens Wickler is one of those players I could watch all day.
Yeah.
Like, in the air, so solid and steady, and good arm on him, as we said already. But, I mean,
I feel like he has that kind of sneaky athleticism. You know, you don't necessarily think it to look at him, and then all of a sudden he's just hanging in the air, floating, hammering, chopping you up.
That's my sort of athleticism, sneaky.
Sneaky athleticism, yeah. Doesn't really announce itself upon arrival.
Well, I didn't say I didn't announce myself on arrival. Maybe just not in an athletic way. Hammers at the ready. Wickler comes back in to play defense. Something about German volleyballers, they just create very good technical sound players. But so do Norway nowadays, and great feet inside the ball, just twizzling in the air.
Yeah. Matthias is no slouch in the athleticism department himself. Just an incredibly skilled player. Oh.
For that period of time throughout their youth, it was very much Mol, Sorum, and Berntsen that rotated and played with each other a lot of the time, and they're all super successful at young age. It's interesting, at the under-22 CEV European Championships a few years ago in Baden, you saw Stoyanovsky up against Mol at 20, and you're just like, the future's scary, and it definitely is, but that's also scary.
Yeah. Great swing to the corner from Cherif.
Okay, Thole Wickler, let's keep an eye on it because we're at 9:50, Rich, and Thole Wickler, who just made maybe 10 side-outs in a row in the previous round, are now stuck at 1. They can't buy a side-out. Krattiger, they're looking to challenge. The Qatar are flying wide plays, and they're both so athletic, the Qataris, that they can run that wide play, beat the block at the speed in their feet, and go off the hands.
And kind of to your, the way you introduced them a little bit, they're a little bit mercurial sometimes, right? You don't know exactly what you're going to get. They started very slowly, made it to this round, and kind of off to a nice run early here in round 2.
Henrik Mol. Oh, so good.
Heavy bomb to the deep line.
It is a heavy, heavy bomb to the deep line. Great feet. Stays pretty smooth. Everything goes through the ball with Henrik.
Yeah.
Florian Breer, who's looking for a run of serves, that's for sure, because they're still could go through as winners here. It's definitely Thole Wickler's turn to try and rescue the situation here. Thole float serve running through. Difficult when Qatar are running the ball like this, wide to the pin, for the blocker to serve, chase through, and then get moved again. It's difficult for Thole, even some of Thole's level, to get a good line and a good press.
Absolutely, yeah. And then add into that mix that Cherif is left-handed, and it just throws you off just enough.
Lots of cardio for Thole, who told me that during the lockdown period in Germany, their fitness trainer was making them do 12-minute runs as quick as they possibly could in sprints. That doesn't sound like your gym program, Rich, at all.
That doesn't sound like anything I've ever enjoyed doing.
Cardio.
Well, running anyways.
Running. Great setting. If anyone doesn't know Rich Lamborn, he is the fittest man on the world tour, let's put it that way. Might be in the commentary box, but...
Yeah, depending on how you measure fitness.
Krattiger.
Boom.
Switzerland are impressing me.
Likewise.
Left side, right side, they find solutions.
Yeah, the arm on Breer is fantastic. And he shows, like you mentioned, a tremendous amount of ball control. Played with a smaller player as a junior, and really they had to have that part of their game dialed in. But he's got some firepower offensively as well.
Yeah, he's also, by the looks of it, had to adapt his game a little bit more because they're playing a bit slower now.
Yeah.
To work on the arm creating the angles in the direction of the ball as opposed to the ball dictating the arm a bit more.
Yeah, and his partner Marco's been out on the World Tour for quite a few years now. Really, really solid player. Thole Wickler still stuck on 1 point.
They can't buy a first pass into a good zone at this moment in time. Kicking out wide. This is a completely different Qatar from last year. Whatever they've done in the off-season, it's expanding the game, playing wider zones. And I think it's working for them. They're backing the fact that they are so quick with their feet to kick out to the pins and work off the hands. Wickler looking for a bit of gold. They've got it, but they've got 6:10. They have loads of, 6:13 on the clock. They have loads of time, but they do need to start making it count. Going in on the angle by the looks of it, Hendrik Moe goes low, goes late, but also on the angle is Berntsen, chases on, but to no avail.
Great run from Hendrik there, but ultimately just too far.
Short on Thole. The fans are cheering the song that we've become accustomed to on the World Tour, which is about Thole Wickler. It's repetitive, let's put it that way. But, oh no, did it? Wickler is saying no, but Cherif.
The Qataris were ready to run over there, right? Yeah, that looked awfully close.
Just coming up quite quickly in his pass, Wickler at the moment. It's a little bit quick off the arms, but then Berntsen gives Norway a chance.
That's a great little feint there. You see him running quick, and he goes to the outside and just kind of runs a step in.
Big blocking. Krattiger.
Go ahead. Oh my goodness.
Transition.
Dang, what an unbelievable play there from the Vikings. Just a bit long from Berntsen.
Great block from Krattiger diving into the angle, but he's not smiling at that point. It's too close for the smiling Swiss man. Krattiger is getting out the sand. Oh, dog time. Heating up. Oh, that one's gone deep and just dodging away. Oohs and ahs, the crowd is getting into this once again. Swiss, they brought their A game. Wide plays again. Ahmed, Jean, really good. Shows a lot of angle, chips line.
Yeah, and he's beaten that ball with some authority the last few times he's run out there, so that's kind of what defenses are set up for, so the chip shot over the top's wide open, as is that one.
Knuckle to the line, well seen. Florian Breer.
Yeah.
Just keeps coming and scoring and scoring.
That's kind of his go-to swing, is that heater cross court, right? And he does it well.
Krattiger now from slightly downtown. It's again big blockers, so Krattiger doesn't decide to go sharp. He decides to go high, take on Thole and try and work off the hand. Something we're seeing so much more nowadays. Players working off the block on a regular basis. Something we probably didn't see.
Yeah, I would say Marco has a bit of an unorthodox arm swing. It's not you know, like a Taylor Crab or even like his partner. He's more of a piker, but he's so physical. He gets up and can beat it off the top of the block even when he's crunching like that.
Certainly is crunching. 3 minutes. That means that the serves start to count. Knuckle line. Hendrik Mol. He's been all over the place tonight, Hendrik Mol. He's definitely put a shift in jump setting.
Cherif. The exhortation, yeah.
Well, we've learned something new, that Qatar are bringing jump setting into their game.
Yeah. Anything flashy and impressive, you can bet that they're going to be probably capable of doing it.
Saw Cherif play for Qatar at the World Beach Games, which actually your boy Taylor Crab was at. He got set a lot of balls in that four-a-side version. They just keep feeding Cherif on the right side. Good hand setting from Florian Breer as well.
There's that up high crunchy from Marco.
The up high crunchy.
Yeah.
Off the net, fast passing, so no real options in offense, but to go back to that cross body swing.
The Vikings need a couple here to feel a little bit safer. Well, they need a couple if they hope to advance, I should say, in the basement, but they're looking to overtake Thole Wickler. Wow, what a swing there. Matthias falling away.
Falling away, and just tries to, he gets a good read, doesn't he? He has a good look on the way down, but still manages to get his swing away to the line. Matthias, 1:23 left. That's really good for the Vikings because they've just pulled away from Vóley Wickler. For Hendrik Mol from the left side again, charging in.
Great shot to the corner.
Vikings pulled away at a key time, and for Vóley Wickler, they look like they're going to head into the playoff. And guess who's in the playoff? Vrouwen Musen. So we're probably going to have an unbelievable playoff round this evening. But Vóley Wickler, well, they're certainly not done yet. 50 seconds to try and score 3. That's enough time. Serves don't count as of yet. 15 seconds, that does count though. Wickler just takes it late, rolls it line. That's 1. And for Norway, this is huge. They need to make a stop here, otherwise we are going evens. Hendrik Mol goes low, but he's beaten by Thole, and we're tied at 6s. Rich Lamborn, this is what King of the Court's about. And once again, your hands are rubbing together in excitement. Thole turns it. Germany to 7. Better late than never. Now it's Norway that look like they're going.
I mean, how about that play? How about that play? He just launches it so that the clock expires.
Vóley Wickler have left it till the last phase to win the last phase of this men's pool stage. Well, for Matthias Berntsen and Hendrik Mol, they were great, but they just came up slightly short in the end. They head to the playoffs with the likes of Vrouwen Musen. It's going to be some playoff, those races to 5 minutes, where King of the Court is reversed. So the winning team go through to the next round. There's 5 teams, only 3 teams can progress past the playoff rounds. 5 minutes, the team who scored the most in 5 minutes, they're through. That's coming up after this, the women's and then the men's.
Right, still very much alive are the Vikings, but it's much more comfortable to advance and not have to play with kind of your head on the chopping block, as it were.
A little smile for Clemens Wickler. Well,
they dodged a bullet right there, but as we've mentioned over and over and over again, you just have to be faster than your slowest friend out there.
Just like when you're getting chased by a bear.
Just by getting chased by a grizzly bear, getting chased by the sheriff, whoever it may be.
Cherif is on fire. Qatar are on fire as well. This new expansive game that they're playing, running bigger spaces. That's pretty impressive. juggling Macassa's left, right, centre, off the head as well. Eyes moving everywhere.
In the sand,
We're going
no
down
less.
to Marloes Vesseling, who are with the Beach Volley Vikings of Berntsen de Mol.
Boys, I think we just saw that a lot can happen in little time. What happened on court?
We missed a couple of side outs in an important moment. I think we had the match ball when we got blocked by Thole at the end there. So unfortunate for us, we lost this round, but we are happy that we made it through to the playoffs. So we'll see what happened there.
Yeah, because it goes any direction. One moment you think you're in, then you're out. How does it work in your head? Is it easy to handle or is it tough?
No, it's shitty when you shit the bed like that. You know, it's tough, and you see, and you realize only afterwards that that was maybe the match ball. You know, because you don't realize when you play because you're so there's so much going on, music, spectators. There's 5 teams that you need to count the points of, so it's just a lot going on. And then after I got blocked, and I thought, shit, that might be the match point.
Yeah, so tactically it's a big difference compared to the normal game, right?
Yes, for sure it is. It goes pretty fast, so you gotta keep a clear mind and focus on the next ball each time, because you don't always gonna win one after. So we just gotta work on that until the playoffs, and then see what happens.
Well, you have another chance in the playoffs. Good luck, and
thank you very
hopefully
much.
see you next.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Well, an honest interview from Hendrik Mol there. Apologies for the language, but not happy with their performance. There's a big cross next to Bernstein and Mol now as they go into the playoffs with the likes of Brouwer, Newson and France as well, Gauthier and Quincy. We're down to the last 3 teams. We know who's qualified. Rich, some big teams out there playing really well.
Absolutely. That was my favorite assessment of how that round went by Hendrik Mol right there. Sadly, we can't repeat it for you, but it was very honest to say the least. Some great volleyball from all the teams. Very timely, again, streak put together by the German team of Clemens Wickler, Julius Thole, to sneak out in front of the Vóley Vikings and secure their spot in this final round.
I mean, what we've learned about Thole Wickler is in the first round, they managed to be at the King's End for long streaks at the start of the first round, and at the end, they've done that better than anyone. They've been a bit inconsistent, but actually they've had a great run both ends.
Very true. They started strong and finished strong, as you've said before. Both are important here in this game, and it's just a matter of survival until this round, and now we'll see the final 3 teams battle it out for the Golden Ball.
Golden Ball, new concept. If you first time that you're watching with us, it means that you get a wash later on in the next round. So you're allowed to stop play, say to the referee, can we play that point again? And that's what the Golden Ball does for these teams here in Utrecht.
Absolutely, and it's kind of anybody's guess at this point how those players are going to employ that joker, that wild card that they've earned. But there's also a little bit of prize money attached to winning the Golden Ball too, so there's incentive for the players to really go hard in this third and final round. Another round of 15 minutes, but if somebody gets to 15 points and under that 15 minutes, that will equal the end and the winner of this group phase.
The Golden Ball up for grabs, and a golden handshake and a check for €1,000 from Julius Brink is also a good prize for a little bit of added extra sauce, as you would say.
Absolutely. Hopefully that's not coming directly out of Julius's bank account.
In de strijd om de Golden Ball en $1,000.
Well, the Vikings take a seat on the step to reflect on their performance as round 3, the final. So the difference in this round is if a team side outs 15 times before the clock runs down 15 minutes, well then we finish. And we have the champions from our final round 4 of phase 1. Beautiful setting. Look at the lights. How lucky are we, Rich Lambourne? But this is the finale Florian Breer with that hammer of a right arm to get us underway, goes straight down the center, trying to take the angles away from Qatar, who, for me, they've completely changed the way that they've played here. I haven't seen them run so much wide and high.
Clearly something they are trying to implement on a regular basis in their game. And this format providing a good opportunity for them to showcase that. Well, ace serve there, though, from Clemens.
Beautiful from Wickler. Not the fastest, but really accurate to the back line. That'll do.
Pace is good, but oftentimes location is better.
Chance for Flo. Great look from Thole. Second time, sneak attack from the Swiss. Oh, look who's smiling.
Not surprisingly.
Krattiger having a great time here at King of the Court. Not his first time. Bump set on the back set. Breer stopped with the wrist away, but it goes back to the outside. Great footwork from Cherif. He did really well there. He's all over the net, but his feet are super quick.
Absolutely. Some great coverage there from the Swiss boys, but ultimately the Cherif patrolling too well.
There is the Cherif again, showing loads of angle before dropping the line. 2 points on the board for Qatar as they look for the golden ball. They have a great setup in Doha. You can certainly predict that Qatar are going to have teams on the World Tour for a long, long time in the program that they've managed to set up. Cherif fast off the arms this time. Ahmed having to get after that one to recover it, but to no avail. Down to the King's End go Krattiger and Breer. Passes slightly off the net. Chance for Flo to get after it. Really good brush again.
Yeah, that crossbody swing is really smooth from him.
Stays really high in the air and lets the arm do the work.
Yeah, he's very technically sound, is Breer.
Krattiger's just turning it away. This is good from Switzerland. They're starting to really assert themselves, but we can never write Thole Wickler off as Thole runs in. Wickler's a little bit late to set up, but not this time. Ball just gets caught inside of Florian Breer. Bit of service heat here in Utrecht. That's been a common factor of the most successful teams, is really hammering the serves from the baseline. It's made a huge difference.
Yeah, obviously if you can get those free trips over to the king side, you're going to set yourself up with a chance to be in contention over and over.
Big hand slaps all around here because it's a great recovery set from Ahmed to get Cherif Unici onto the net. More wide plays, just running different channels. And it's another indicator that as beach volleyball progresses, the handling isn't quite as careful as it once was. Meaning they can spread the play a little bit more without as much risk.
Yeah, they've loosened up some of the hand setting rules, and it has allowed for a little bit more aggression as far as the balls you're taking overhand, allowing some variety in the offense. What a great swing line there.
Sometimes brings the smaller players a little bit more into the game and a bit of cat and mouse and moving the bigger guys around. Unici jump setting to the wing again, twice today. We've seen Cherif just get on up. He's not faking the 2-ball. He's just trying to get the ball out to the stick as quick as he can.
Yeah, absolutely.
You see the likes of Samoilov Smedins running that 2-ball and faking it to run it to the pin, but not this time for Cherif.
Yeah, and the crowd appreciates that kind of athleticism and lets the Qataris know about it, but that one just long.
Perfect platform. Krattiger. Missed chance for them. But the surprising thing at 10:05 is that Thole Wickler are leaving it. They're not leaving it late. We're not even midway through, but They're yet to score, so a bit slow off the starting mark, but Clemens Wickler is in rhythm and you'd always expect him to score here, and I think he does. Another technically sound one. We spoke about it before, but in the air, super structured and really relaxed.
Yeah, good posture in the air.
Tries to work a bit sharper this time, but it's the wrong side of that sideline. 9:28 left. Oh, close, but well judged. Moving that one all the way back. Florian Breer. We've got the likes of Kantor, Wozniak still left in this draw. They were brilliant earlier. They're through. Smoilov Smedins, they're through as well. Some huge teams. Herrera Gavira, yes. They're in. Oh, no!
Last year, 2 years ago, in the 2018 version of the King of the Court, we saw this work beautifully for Alex Horst, the bicycle kick.
I remember it well.
Straight into the net and trickled over for a point. Not as successful that time for Clemens Wickler.
Free ball. A little bit of a flirt with the dummy 2 ball, but Krattiger is there. Saxton O'Gorman from Canada, they played well last night. They were looking pretty solid. Grimmelt and Plavins and Tox also is still in the men's draw. There's a lot of flavour left as we go into the groups tomorrow.
Oh, just as we talk about loosening of the hand setting rules, that one a little bit tight.
How loose is too loose is the question.
Well, that's constantly up for debate. Under the old rules, that would have been a completely understandable call. Anymore, that feels tight.
Florian Breer once again. Oh, there it is. Line judge is opting not to show us his hand, but Florian Breer knows it's out. More cannons back there. He's got that one, hook, line, and sinker, isn't he?
Yeah.
Dynamic swing, a slight turn late. The wrist going away.
And that's the angle that's going to give him the most distance, right?
Yeah, he's got a lot of room to really hit the ball as hard as he can through. Oh, talking about hitting the ball. Impressive.
Impressive. We haven't seen him swing line a bunch, but goes at the retreating Cherif and does so well.
It shows us he can turn it back away from the body a little bit as well. Oh, 2 in a row. That's a smart swing.
He sold that well with a good, hard, aggressive approach. You can't come in soft and expect to fool anybody in the men's game anymore.
Yeah, blocking very much about blockers watching the approach line of the spiker and then getting a read of their timing to their timing of the block. Everything's connected, right?
Right. As a blocker, you're looking for giveaways or tells in the approach, the arm swing, the aggression level of the attacker.
And that's the beauty of Anders Mol, the ability to know where the ball is, but watching the spiker's approach and his arm swing and then making moves into those areas to line up, it's impressive. The game is going to scary new levels all the time. The progression is key. Progression from Qatar is also key because they are the clubhouse leaders. 8-2 to 5.
What a shot there.
How do you even turn it back like that from such a square-on approach?
He kind of dropped the elbow a little bit and gave it the old slicing und dicing from the right side.
Head coach of the Australian program, Kirk Pittman, calls it the snake charmer.
The snake charmer?
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
What a great serve there, Clemens Wickler.
Definitely used it a few times since. Ball's just dropping, and talking about form from Wickler, the ball dropping inside makes it tough for the spiker to keep their form in the air.
Yeah, absolutely, especially for the big fella. You know, if the set isn't high enough, everything gets cramped for him. He doesn't get to unleash those long limbs. Speaking of long limbs, Cherif leaving the hand up there on his way through.
Like, see you later. There it is. Good delay in the timing, well watched. Under 5 minutes left of this final round before we head to the playoffs. Remember, the ladies' playoffs as Leon Luini watches on the young talent from the Netherlands. Cherif. I mean, Qatar. We said earlier, you just don't know which Qatari team is going to turn up. And, well, thankfully for us, they brought their A game with them. Tajan playing wide. That's a really clutchy swing out there, out of system. He's got no line, but it doesn't matter.
Floating left, hammering right. Ahmed Tajan.
I wouldn't know anything about floating or hammering in those concepts.
Correct, those are all theoretical to me and you both.
Sinking and chipping would maybe be easier. Cherif, touch off the right arm. There's a change there. Wickler and Thole did do that. There's a very historical point from the world champs when Wickler went into block at a key time and made a big one. Always remember that. Okay.
Oh, just the one-handed dig. And again, we see that getting to 13 is one thing, getting to 15 is another.
Getting over the finish line is something completely different.
But a good run there late from the Qataris. Just about 3 minutes left, which means accumulated service mistakes will start counting. But that doesn't really seem to be much of a factor in this game, as people risk their serve, but not to that excessive level.
Absolutely, as Wickler goes high off the hands, it's a long way back, and it just shows you, I wouldn't say that the Qatari performance has been as strong as Belgium's yesterday, but very similar in the way they've come out, been aggressive from the baseline, passed well, run the ball to the pins, and they've hit good angles. It shows that this game could be really good for them, this concept of the game. 4 aces.
Yeah, that's there's a lot of similarities in the games of both the Belgians and the Qataris, right? They both got a big physical right-sider that's a lefty. Oh. There's one.
That is one of 3. 3 misserves count if, well, when Qatar are on guard at the King's End. They're holding the fort very well here, Cherif and Ahmed Tajan.
Nice swing. Not surprisingly hard cross court from Breer.
He manages to utilize that angle from different lines on the net. On an angle, if he's a bit straighter, he still manages to work that ball back. It's a missed serve. Doesn't matter at the moment. It's a long way back. Switzerland, well, they need 8 to be on par. Samoylov Smedin's in the background, laughing away.
You know Samoylovs is back there heckling his fellow competitors here.
All heckling. Last night was exactly the same. All cheering, heckling, and just loving being back.
On 2, Yahtzee.
Yahtzee. Or as the Americans call it all the time, the option.
The option.
I'm a bigger fan of the 2-ball or the Yahtzee. But it is an option. But again, that ball on the right side is something that happens a lot, just getting caught inside. Really struggling to hit those angles or at least access the line when that ball drops inside.
Yeah, it makes sense, doesn't it? Because if you're a little bit of an undersized player, obviously you need to extend as high as you can to traverse the net, and if you get caught inside, you're going to kind of compromise that height.
13-2 for Qatar. Oh, race is on. Really long touch of the ball. It's a great recovery bump set.
Great set from Tajan there, and an absolute feast on the right side from the Cherif himself. Match ball.
Really slow with the platform. Oh, it's gone wide. Match ball. Oh, it's like a rosy line.
He tried the Ingapeth.
The Ingapeth. That's
And that'll do it.
Whether it's Rosie or Engapet, it's definitely Cherif and Ahmed today. They were brilliant, serving heroically from the baseline. They take a check for 1,000, and they also take the golden ball into the next round. Fantastic performance, Rich.
They take a little love from the crowd with them as well.
It's what we know that Qatar can do. If they can do it consistently, they really are going to be a threat every week on the World Tour.
Well, it's a little bit of that cat and mouse game too, right? Like they've obviously adapted their tactics a little bit, running those shoots to the pin with Tijan a lot more, and so it's going to take people a while to acclimate to that. And so as you know, people see that more and more, will they be able to adjust to it and kind of counteract the athleticism that the Qatari pair has?
Absolutely. Well, all three teams are through. We can guarantee that for you. We will see them in the group stage, but the golden ball, as we can see, spinning around, is going to Qatar, and rightfully so. Look at that.
You very rarely, if ever, see Cherif without a smile on his face either.
Yeah, absolutely. Cherif is always smiling. As we look forward to going down court side to hear from our winners with gold medalist Julius Brink.
Gentlemen, thank you very much for that show. I think we've seen everything that a beach volleyball game needs. We've seen the Engapet, we've seen a couple of knuckles, great rallies. Thanks for that performance. Not often that you're nailing it on that show so much. Did you enjoy, did you wait for that format, King of the Court? Is it the perfect format to play beach volleyball for you?
Yeah, I can say it's our first time to play the King of the Court. But we just spoke, we just said, boy, you know, let's just have fun. Because it's our first time, we don't have nothing to lose. And during the quarantine and all this COVID-19 breakout, we had a really, really good breakdown. We spoke to ourselves, and we need to change our game. So, and then that's the result right now, because we were so hungry, because staying like 4 to 5 months without playing. So once we step here, we need to give all.
I think the crowd was proud to see, Give them another round of applause. That was fantastic. I think with that performance, you set the standard so high, I would rank it. That was the best couple of matches I've seen. So would you go for the crown? Would you say, and you can say it loud, I want to win the King of the Court crown?
Yeah, it's so amazing, you know. Thanks for the fans. Woo! So proud of you guys. Thanks for the support. It's nice to be here, you know. Yeah, we are so happy to be here.
I don't want to stop you, but you got that golden ball. You know about the rule. Did you ever make up your mind how to use it in the next round?
Yeah, we already read the regulation and all the stuff, so we know what we have next.
I can tell you, with that service swing, I've just seen people...
Yeah, the 1K.
In danger. Yeah, thank you very much. Here's another shopping shack, about 1,000. I think you deserve that. Congrats, enjoy the night, and put on that show the next time we're going to see you down here on court. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Well, Rich, just to finish off, there is confirmation. Cherif and Ahmed Tijan, they go through as winners with the golden ball, but great performances from Krattiger, Breer from Switzerland, also Thole, Wickler. What performance, they seem so happy, and they've got the crowd on their side now.
Yeah, and I love their attitude. They said, hey, this is our first time playing. It's our first chance to compete in 4 or 5 months. Let's go out there. We got nothing to lose. Let's give it everything we got, and we certainly saw that from them this evening.
Certainly that was a fitting interview to sum up how we all feel to be here in Utrecht this week at King of the Court. We are going to leave you for a short period of time. We're around 10 minutes away from the start of the playoffs, and you don't want to miss them.
We gaan zo nog even een schepje erbovenop doen om een feestje te maken hier.